Hello again. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. Thank you so much for pressing play. And so, what I would like to, I don't know, I always do that, like pause after I say that little bit at the beginning. I guess I'm trying to really quickly gather whatever thought I'm going to say, or, whichever path divine source is leading me down. So today, or right now, this this is actually so I'm really kind of having fun with this because I think it's interesting, right? So I understand, and I've been getting song downloads that's just ridiculous, but they're beautiful songs. I mean, incredible songs. One of the more recent ones is this beautiful song written in the early 80s by Stacy Lattimore called Let Me Be Your Angel. And so I mentioned that in the songs and all of that. And I also get songs from other people, right? But they're not along these lines. They're not love song type things like this, right? So like my brother who passed, I get songs from him when we were kids that we would listen to, as we were falling asleep listening to the radio, or we would be banging on the dresser in the bedroom or whatever to some song or something like that. So I get those types of songs as well. However, all of the majority of the vast majority of the songs that I've been getting for probably the better part of a month now have been love songs. What's another one? Larry Graham's One in a Million You, or One in a Million. There's been and for me, I certainly wouldn't call myself a great singer. I'm one of those people who would be fairly decent at karaoke if I haven't had too much to drink. I'm one of those people, and I typically sing. If I do, I should say how, because singing makes me sound professional, and I'm not a professional singer. I did record some songs or whatever when I was doing some karaoke before I left Florida. And I did upload those here. Just having fun one day. So these songs have been coming in like a flood, right? And almost every day I wake up, and at some point in the day, it's a new song. So the last 2 days, it's been this song by Stacy Lattimore. And again, the name of the song, I'll put a link in it to the song in the description. So the song is called Let Me Be Your Angel. And I found out, and I don't remember back when I found it out, but I'm just kind of putting it all together as I close the door on the third-party karmic twin flame divine masculine chapter, right? Because I'm closing all of that out, right? I don't know what she's doing. It doesn't matter to me. I haven't talked to her in more than a year. I'm shutting all of that down, and I'm verbalizing it today, or now, but it's already been done, or it's being done. I'm shutting all of that down because, first of all, when she comes, if she should ever come back to approach me, one, I do not ever believe that she would be 100%. That's the first thing. And it's not just the belief. Those are the downloads and the indicators that I am getting. Okay? That she's never going to be 100% truthful. For whatever reason, that's her path to walk out. That's none of my business. Okay? I'm looking at this new secret admirer, whoever this is, who I am now learning about, and this new divine soulmate, this divine counterpart that's coming towards me. Again, I have no idea who she is. However, I learned some important information. So I understand, and I only have 10 subscribers on this channel as of right now. I think, yeah, 10. I think I checked this morning, it was 10. Okay. Apparently, she listens. I would say watches me, but I don't show my face on here very often. So there's a chance that she listens to the things that I share. So I thought it would be pretty funny and fun for me to come on and to kind of just, I don't know, in a funny comical way, let her know that I'm now aware of her, I suppose. And again, it's all in divine timing. Nothing would be able to happen with this connection, again, because this is a spiritually signed contract. Once the DM decided that they were going to stay with the karmic and they didn't want to be, and again, they haven't actually come to me and said this. However, intuitively, I know their whole focus is to keep me standing still, hoping, I haven't been standing still for a long time, but their goal is to hope to get you, the divine feminine, to stand still and just wait on them. That's what they're trying to get you to do if you're not beyond that point. If you're wondering, why do I keep feeling their energy? They're trying to get you to stay, not because they're necessarily going to be with you. They're getting you to just stay there and wait on them energetically because they don't want you to be with anyone else. You have to break that. You have to cut that cord. Okay? And once you do, things are going to start moving pretty fast. They did start moving pretty fast for me. Okay? Once I cut that cord and I said no, without an apology. She's never reached out to me. I'm sorry. I was hiding this from you. I was with a transvestite. I have known her for years. I understand there might be even a child involved. I don't know if the divine masculine is the one who got pregnant or if the karmic is the one who's pregnant. If it's a lie and it's just to keep one tied to the other, I don't know. Okay? Or if they already have a child together and that child is several years old, I have no idea. But they've known them for a long decades, a long time. Okay? They've known each other. Okay? So I have no idea what they're doing. Right? But I am definitely not waiting around for anybody. Okay? So if, again, you either come up here where I am or be there when I get there, or that connection's never gonna happen. Ever. Okay? So I do believe that at some point she will reach out. I honestly believe that it is going to be, it might be 15 years down the road. I honestly believe that. I really do. Because, I don't know. At some point, she pissed off her ancestors, her spiritual ancestors, at some point, that divine masculine, and they disconnected from her. And so now, without the water, and she's a Scorpio, without the water, not all Scorpios are evil or vindictive or manipulating or narcissist, not all of them. I just happened to meet one who needed healing when I showed up, and I'm a healer, but they didn't take my healing potion. They chose to continue to drink the poison that was being delivered to them by the karmic. That's not my issue, right? And for you, divine feminine, that's not yours either. You heal yourself, they'll eventually come around, but don't stand around waiting for them. Do your work so that you can receive the blessings that are promised to you. Because if they don't show up right, trust me, divine has another plan, and he will release it to you. But you have to be willing to release the past. You have to let it go. If you don't let it go, you can't go. If you don't let it go, you can't go. If you don't let it go, you can't go forward. Okay. So, That door, all that has been closed, phone number changed, moved 2,000 miles away from all of that, and her and them and the family and the church and the garbage and the trash and the lies and the deceit and all of that. 2,000 miles away, right? It is a very, very good thing to have this in your toolbox. You need a strong cutoff game. You need a strong cutoff game. And this is a rare situation because, to my understanding, per lifetime, you only meet one twin flame. You have many soulmates, but you only have one twin flame. Thank God. I say that both in a good way and a bad way. I don't speak ill of her. I don't think ill of her. We had great memories, right? We really, really did. All the trips and all that stuff we went on, great memories, right? But that season has come to an end. And the mature man or woman recognizes when seasons have come to an end and stop trying to go out to the apple tree in the middle of the winter hoping that an apple's going to appear. It's out of season. Get beyond it. Get beyond it. Look to the spring. You know? Get beyond that. Okay? So, if that is the case, in regards to the secret admirer, again, no idea where they are physically located, no clue whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know. I know I have in my conversations with Divine Source, with Divine Creator, right? Conversations with him, I have obviously voiced my thoughts or my desires, and so yeah, if that is the case, so now I'm going to address this individual, and I keep laughing because I think it's charming, it's cute. You know, you find out you have a secret admirer. To my knowledge, this is the first secret admirer I have ever had, ever. To my knowledge, okay? And I remember, something's coming back to me. I remember in my journal here, I have written, there was a time some years ago, 2014, I had moved my mother from, I went to get her from Mississippi. She was retiring. I went to get her from Mississippi and relocate her to Florida because that's where she wanted to be, because that's where I was. But that relationship's looking different today, so yeah, and she's out on her own and all that stuff now, so she doesn't need me, as far as physically being there to help her out or anything like that. So back in 2014, and at the time I was still obviously a part of the Rock of Central Florida, located in Sanford, Florida, and this guy, he called himself a prophet. We were in Aldi, the grocery store, the German grocery store, okay? Or the German founded chain grocery store. And this guy comes up to us. He's dressed in this kind of customized sweatsuit kind of thing. It was black, had some writing on it, some letter, some things on it, right? Some things on it, right? He comes up to me and my mother, and he starts telling us, let me see if I can find this real quick, because he told us several things. This might not be the, nope, this is actually not. Oh, I thought this was the journal, but it's not. Okay. And so, yes, so we end up having like probably a 45-minute conversation. We're standing there. in the middle of the store. We're having this conversation. Okay? It might have been 30 minutes. We're standing there, and he's telling me about myself. One of the unique things that I did mention about him, or that I do remember, is that at the time, I was just over a year into dialysis treatments. And he mentioned nothing about my kidneys or dialysis treatments. And maybe he did because spiritually I wasn't concerned, and I really wasn't. I knew it wasn't a death sentence the moment they put the catheter in my chest. Okay? Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. Throughout the entire 4.5 years, I was never worried about death. I knew for a fact that wasn't going to be, and also knew I wasn't going to be on dialysis my entire life. I already knew all those things. It was the divine timing of it all was just, that was all I was waiting on, right? So, 7/7/17, the kidney, I was blessed to receive a kidney from a family who donated their son's organs. I don't know them. I don't know how he passed. I've hoped from day one that I would one day get to meet that family. That's probably never going to happen, but I thank them constantly for their choice. Okay? And so, yeah. So I received a kidney that was 19 years old in 2017. Okay? So, where was I going with that? I don't even know. I do that often. I don't know. So anyway, oh yes, the prophet in Aldi. So he was telling us, my brain is running so fast. He was telling us all these things, right? But he didn't mention that, and that's okay. Again, maybe because in me he did not sense that I was worried about it because I wasn't, right? But he said some things were correct, some things weren't. He told me at some point someone was going to be buying me a vehicle, right? That hasn't happened. I bought every vehicle I own. Oh, no, that's not true. My mother once gave me $800 for a car. Other than that, every other vehicle I've had, and I've had 40-something cars, 40, maybe 40, 41, something like that. I know. It's really bad. So anyway, but it's not like that anymore. Today, I don't mind keeping a car, I say, for a couple of years. I'm definitely not one to keep a car for like 5 years. I like change too much. I'm not going to do that probably, unless it's obviously a financed vehicle and the terms run out that far and I take them out that far. Otherwise, I'm typically a 2 to 3 year trade in type, look for something new kind of person, because again, I love change. I like new, not new like new car smell. I just like change. I just like new experiences. Okay, which makes me something of a traveler, I guess, of some sort. And I haven't been many places thus, but that's changing. That is changing. So, I remember him telling me that one of the things he did tell me that's interesting that I realized after I learned about this this secret admirer is he told me he said every woman that I have ever dated is a counterfeit. He literally told, and I wrote those words down verbatim in my journal, and I don't know where that journal is. But yes, he told me every woman that I've ever dated up to that point in meeting him was a counterfeit. He said, your true wife, your spouse, she's going to show up at the end. And he just left it like that. He said, she's going to show up at the end. At the end? At the end of what? Right? So here we go. This is getting fun. At least for me it is. I don't know. So he said those words. Here we are, almost 10 years later. Okay? Because I think I went to go pick her up from Mississippi the summer of 14. So, yeah, summer of 14. Maybe like May. Maybe like May of 14. And so we're coming up on 10 years. The number 10 is significant, right? He said, your true divine, and I don't know if he used the word divine actually, but he said, your true spouse is going to show up at the end. At the end of what? So, I see this today. They are going to show up at the end of the karmic cycle when I close all of the old stuff out. When I am fully stepped into my purpose, which is to be a teacher and healer, when I have fully stepped into that, when I'm not trying to be an accountant, because that was an occupation in the previous season that paid the bills for 13 years, right? That's over, that's done with. Father's been trying to kick me out of that occupation for the last couple of years. I gotta say I've been a little reluctant because I love numbers. Numbers are true. And not only that, again, they pay the bills. So if I got a call, hi, yeah, I'm running into a deadline. Can you do a tax return for me? I know it's only 3 days away. I would go, yeah, sure, okay, right? Because that's just me, right? So he says she was going to show up at the end. And that is what I understand. I know, there's not an understanding. I know for a fact that when he spoke of the end, he meant the end of the karmic cycle. He meant the end of looking for love in all the wrong places. That's what he meant, right? So, or welcoming in love from all the wrong people. So, that cycle is closed. Right? Karmic justice is being delivered in Florida. Right? There are investigators and several three-letter agencies, I'm sure, that's involved in the CIA, FBI, who knows, right? All of that is going on over on the East Coast. I was divinely guided to move to the West Coast. So here I am. So I thought it was I really wish I had that journal. Where could I find it? I don't remember where I put it. Because now I don't remember which journal it was. So yes. So I think it's interesting. So if you do listen to the channel, first of all, I can't thank you enough. And that's to everyone. Thank you for clicking on the video, right? Because this isn't, I don't know, maybe you can garner something from this, hopefully, as far as patience and allowing the process to take its course naturally, right? So that person who runs out there in the wintertime and they keep running out there to the apple tree looking for the apple tree, chances are they're actually going to hinder the harvest in the springtime, right? Why? Because their energy keep stalling the tree from producing fruit, because they keep running out there. Where's the fruit? Where's the fruit? Where's the fruit? Where's the fruit? No, go sit down and have a cup of coffee, okay? And give it some time. Allow divine timing to work. That's not easy. I understand that. Trust me, I'm here too, living it out just like you are, okay? So, but thank you all for tuning in today and pressing play. To you, if you happen to be a secret admirer and you also listen to me here, whenever divine timing is, okay? It doesn't matter. This year, next year, it doesn't matter. Whenever it happens, okay? And because throughout this journey over the last 2 years, I have built up quite a bit of patience. I can honestly say I was not a very patient person in the past. I really thought everything should function on military time, and that was immediately, right? So again, forgive me, I still bleed OD green, I apologize. What can I say? I'm a warrior. I'm a soldier, you know? But so, yeah, so I still have some of those military little idiosyncrasy, little things in there, right? I still lace my shoes left over right. I honestly believe in my heart today that is the only way shoes should be laced up. That might sound really, really silly, but it might be, right? But I really do believe that every shoe should be laced up left over right. I don't know what I thought before I went into the military. I just probably didn't even care. I might have laced right over right. Who knows? I remember doing the checkers and all that stuff with the laces. You remember that? But or the checker pattern. So anyway, yes, just trust divine timing. When it's meant to happen, it will happen. And yeah, I don't know. So this is kind of weird and exciting at the same, unusual, I should say, and exciting at the same time. So wherever you are, I'm looking forward to meeting you, and I understand that this connection is supposed to be pretty sweet, honestly. This is supposed to be our promised lands. Okay? This is supposed to be our dynamic dual power couple. This is supposed to be it. And the flourishment that lasts for 20 years into retirement. This, for me, these are my revelations that I'm spewing out. This is what that is. This is what's coming upon me. This is what I'm welcoming in. Okay? So be encouraged. For those of you who are still going through the process, again, my process, the real grit work, dark night of the soul, and the shadow work, that was more of an ongoing thing. Okay, and probably is more of an ongoing thing. Okay, but the dark night of the soul and that, I went into solitude September of last year, and here we are a year later. Okay, and so I've managed to go. And the dark night of the soul probably started maybe earlier in 2022, but I did not recognize it until I went into solitude, because I did not know what was going on up until that time, because then I started getting spiritual downloads and started hearing things like dark night of the soul. I'm like, what's dark night of what? What the dark night of? What is that? What's spiritual awakening? What is, whoa, I thought I already was saved. Right? You want to hear the most annoying sound ever? Dumb and Dumber joke from that movie, Dumb and Dumber. So, yeah. So it took some months for sure, right? But fortunately, I was able to do it. There's no set pace or anything like that. It's just you doing the spiritual work each and every day. And again, removing yourself from as much outside influence as you can. I was fortunate to work from the house, so I was in the house for 8 months outside of VA appointments or other unavoidable tax appointments with clients and stuff like that. You know, I was in the house, right? Because of their spell work, they shut down both my vehicle, right? Literally driving in. It's a Mercedes S550. Driving into the driveway, literally, it just stops running. No reason, it just literally stopped, and it sat there for a year. Couldn't figure out what was going wrong with it. Couldn't get a part for it. Bizarre. It literally just stopped running halfway between the garage and the driveway. Bizarre. Just strange. Motorcycle stopped running when it was still in her garage. Weirdly. Again, I drove it one day, right? Rode it one day, parked it in the garage, come back out. Maybe 2 days later, it wouldn't start. And it did not start after that. I just simply signed the title over to somebody when I left Florida, and I just gave it to them and said, hey, I ordered a new starter for it even. Gave them the new starter and everything. Put the starter in, you got a beautiful bike, man. It was a Kawasaki Voyager, the 1200, the full dress motorcycle, candy apple red and gold. Beautiful bike, right? Their spell work, right? And I actually got that bike. Her and I got that bike when we were together. So I was going to get rid of it regardless. I wasn't going to keep that. I want as few reminders of anything from the past as possible. Right? So, sell all that stuff. Get rid of all that stuff. Funny little story. I think I mentioned it in a previous post. The reason why did I decide? Oh yes, I did. Why did I decide to give everything away? I think I mentioned it in that post. I woke up one morning, and I typically meditate before I even step out of bed, unless I have to use the restroom immediately. Typically, I don't even get out of bed. I simply go into meditation, right? Typically, before I step out of bed. So, I don't know if I did that day though. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, the first song that I heard that day at whatever time that happened to be was "Just Give It Away." There ain't nothing in this house worth fighting over. Oh, we're both tired of fighting anyway. Just give it away. Right? Country song. I love country, by the way. You want? Yeah, love country. I love other genres of music, but I like country too. So, yeah, I woke up with that song, and I knew immediately. Holy Spirit, Divine Source was telling me, don't try to sell stuff. Don't, because you don't have time for that, right? And you want to know how useless this stuff is going to be to you in the future? I want you to just give it away. Just give it away. Just give it away. And I literally just gave away car, motorcycle. I just gave everything away. Right? So, most people would be fearful to do something like that. But do you know what kind of seed of obedience you are sowing when you do something like that? Anything. It doesn't matter. Right? A rock is a rock. Right? Doesn't matter the size of the rock. So, be obedient. Be faithful. Okay? So, that's what I wanted to come on and share. So, yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and listening to me babble on about this secret admirer that I'm getting downloads about and who's apparently sending me songs. Thank you very much. They are awesome. I'm definitely bellowing them out whenever I don't know. Whenever I feel inspired. Love it plays games on me so long. I started to believe I'd never find anyone now to try to convince me to give in so you can win. Right? Whenever, I just go with it. Just go with it. Right? And I encourage you, go with it. If you're an artist of any kind, your sacral chakra, that's where your creativeness comes from. It's working. Grab that canvas and paintbrush. Do it. Grab that instrument. Play it. Record it. Right? Sing that song. Write that poem. Build that whatever. Right? Use that energy. Okay? So thank you for the songs. And thank you everyone for again listening to me go on about this. Alright? Agape love. As always, be encouraged. You've been tuned into the Encourager. My name's Nehru.